Welcome to the first edition of this year's Sportsdesk. I would like to wish everybody a happy new year, and for all the supporters out there, I'd like to thank you. The Sportsdesk is now sponsored by Roton Wholesale, Digicel, and Gatorade. And I'd like to thank you guys for over the period of time that we've started the Sportsdesk. I give me encouraging words and trying to help us and assist us in any area that we have. We're here to serve you. We have an exciting show for you tonight. We have a two-part show tonight. We have Steve Parolan and BVI Hoop It Up Foundation. And we also have the BVI Horse Owners Association. You know the big talk about the Triple Crown that's coming up. So you guys stay tuned for this. And we're live tonight, so if you guys want to reach us, we are at 284-300. That's 1949 for calling. If you want to text us, it's 284-300-1950. Now, I'd like to introduce my guest tonight, no stranger to television. He's been here for a long time, Steve Parolan. Good night.
Good night. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody, all the supporters, all the parents, all the sponsors, and then thanks to the Sports Desk. We started it off last year, and you know it went well, and now we're starting off for the new year. So good things.
Well, it seems like this must be a coincidence with you, because we did start off with you last year, and at the beginning of the year we started again. Yeah. Now, Steve, basketball. Tell me what's going on with the Hoop It Up Foundation. I know you have a lot planned. You had a lot done last year, and you got some plans for this year. So just break down a little bit of last year for us first, and then we go into this year's plans.
Well, 2011 was great for us. We actually did everything we said we was going to do. Started off with books and basketball. We did that for 10 months. We had the Easter hoops. That was great. The showcase camp. We sent away 7 guys to college. We did the summer camp. Had Santonio Holmes, celebrity here. We did the Future Stars that started in September, and then we finished off with the Christmas hoops. That's finished a couple weeks ago. So right now we're working on the launching the documentary, which a lot of people don't know about. Is the Hoop It Up Ballers Abroad, which you and myself took a trip to America, interview all the guys, see how they were doing. So that's going to be really excited once it launches on TV.
Good. You've said a lot so far, and you've done a lot so far. And you say you'd like to acknowledge your supporters for helping you. I too can say that we have done a lot, and we're still doing a lot, and there's a lot up and coming. Mm-hmm. So if you want to give us a little highlight on what you have planned for this year. I know normally we start off with books and basketball, which is our after-school program. So if you want to elaborate a little bit on how that's going.
Right. Well, the books and basketball program is going to be starting on the 16th of January. We're going to be running it in Virgin Gorda again and Tortola. And for you people who don't know about the program, it's 2 days of academic tutoring and 2 days of basketball training. Now we have excluded high school kids from the books and basketball. It's only primary school level. And now we have put them into the Future Star program. That's from high school and up. And what that does, that gives you 2 days of weight training and 2 days of basketball training, and then study hall on Fridays. So it's a really exciting and more advanced program for the bigger kids.
So now we could focus a lot more on the junior part of the basketball thing. Now,
right.
Now let me ask you, in last year's, the beginning of last year when we started out, where did you find most of the work needed, or where did you find most of the work for the kids were lack, the skills were lack?
Well, like any kid, all kids want to play games. And the hardest thing is trying to get a kid to concentrate on his skill, and they lack a skill. And so, to me, with basketball, dribbling is always the main thing. If you can't dribble in basketball, it's very difficult to play the game. Even big guys now have to learn how to dribble. And then shooting is very important. And everybody have a different form. It's just like any other sport. Everybody have different forms, but it's just for them to get the proper technique, and then whatever works for you, just continue to repetition and try to get the hang of it.
In case, guys, if you're wondering, we're live here on JTV tonight. We have a two-part segment. We have right now in the studios with me, we have Steve Parolan and Hoop It Up Foundation, which is Steve Parolan and myself. And if you're trying to reach us, you can reach us at 284-300-1949. That's our call line. If you want to text us, you can text us at 284-300-1950. And like I said, this show is also sponsored by Gatorade. As you can see, we have bottles of Gatorade here, and that's Rotan Wholesale and Digicel. Now, like I said, we're talking to my colleague right here, Steve Fowland, and we're talking basketball right now. So if you guys are interested and you want to call in, and if you have suggestions, if you want answers to what we're talking about, feel free to call us. Once again, it's 300-1949 or 300-1950. Now, Steve, go ahead.
Okay.
Break it down for me now.
Well, I guess this will be the first announcement to the BVI, but the new committee that's going to be launching the BVI Future Sports with myself, Carl Scatliff, Darvin Scatliff. We're going to be doing a lot of sports entertainment, and one of the big events that we have this year is the BVI Tropical Shootout, which is going to be the first ever NCAA tournament coming to Tortola. You know, we have the Paradise Jam in St. Thomas, and Puerto Rico Jam at Bahamas have one, so we're going to actually have our first NCAA tournament, which we already have 3 NCAA Division I teams, including SMU, which Leslie Smith plays for, verbally committed. So those are things that we're working behind the scenes, and everything is going to come to the light soon.
Now, this is a major event, Steve, and I think just by mentioning it, I think a lot of people still didn't understand what you meant when you said that. I mean, basically what Steve is saying is that we're actually trying to bring NCAA, which is a college level, high level college teams here in the BVI to play basketball, and with this now, this generates a lot of revenue. Now, there's a lot of talk about sports tourism and what sports tourism can do for the country. I mean, I've been singing a song like this for a long time. Here's the opportunity to jump on board. Now, as Steve just said, we're in negotiation phase right now, where we have a verbal commitment from some of the schools. There's still a lot more work to be done, and we're still planning and trying to get it done. So if people are interested and find out information, we're the guys to talk to. But I think I need you to elaborate a little more on a little bit of this tournament.
Okay, well, the tournament we're trying to have it on the 28th of November to the 2nd of December. It's going to be 4 teams, 2 nights, and
how many persons are we talking about? How many persons per team?
Probably team walks about maybe 25. So
we're talking over
100, right?
100 people.
Over 100.
Just per teams.
Yeah, that's for the teams.
And we're not talking about the supporters now.
Well, most of the high-level schools, a lot of the fans come. And the thing with these tournaments, the preseason NCAA tournaments, and the time of the year is cold in a lot of these places.
So it's slow season.
So it's like
season is just getting
right.
Getting
so it's
started.
like a vacation and also getting to see a team. So that's why a lot of the tropical islands like Hawaii and and Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, Bahamas, the tournaments are very successful.
Now, I'd like you to elaborate a little bit on the revenue part of it, because now this is sports tourism that we're speaking about now. So I need you to elaborate on the money that can be generated from something like this, and who gets that money.
Well, when you're talking about sports tourism, you got to start from the top, which is the hotels, and with each team you can have easily over 200 fans, and that's easily coming to the BVI. So now, hotels get to, market, their rooms and package deals. And then also people come here to the islands, they want to go to the beaches, they want to shop. So people that have shops, they're gonna make money off of this too. And then there's also people who are going to be involved in the tournament, caterers, bus services, so it's just not people in the tourist industry, it's just local people on the whole. And with this tournament, we're trying to spread the wealth, have, more than one person cater for the tournament, have different, taxi drivers help out with the shuttling, and, just try to make it an exciting time, and not just about the revenue, but just, try to get exposure. Right now we're in negotiation with ESPN and Fox, so if we get ESPN to buy the game, then we'll have the game nationally televised, the championship game on ESPN, which will be something really big, especially if we get Dickie V,
Okay, guys. If you just joined us, we're going to be taking a break a moment. I'm here with Steve Powland. We're going to take a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Hi, I am Tanisha Harrigan Scott, and I am here to bring you some exciting news from Digicel. Now you can talk more and text more for only $15. A great new price plan from Digicel, the bigger, better network. Have you heard? When you top up $15 or more, you get incredible deals with Digicel. Get 100 free minutes, unlimited SMS, and free weekends for 7 days to local Digicel numbers. Top up $15 again, and it will automatically be extended for another 7 days. For more information, drop by our store or visit our website at www.digicelbbi.com. Digicel terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, guys, to another edition of Sportsdesk. This is the first one for the year, and we'd like to say Happy New Year once again for those of you who just tuned in with us. In the studio with me tonight, I have Steve Powland, BVI Hoop It Up Foundation, and we're talking basketball. But before we get back into basketball, I have some announcements. I'd just like to acknowledge those athletes for the Seoul BVI AA track and field, those guys who won the awards. Congratulations to you for a year of hard work. Also, we have Danielle Selkridge, who's very outstanding in volleyball. She won first-time All-Americans in volleyball. Congratulations to you too, Danielle. I hope good things are following you. Also to those guys who are playing basketball, Norville, Carey, Dion Edwin. Those guys are making strides. Just went off to D1 school. They're going to start doing some big things. We should be hearing a lot more from them. Also, my buddy Chris, I know Chris Gios in his BCA program. I know he's always out there trying to do a lot of work with the young kids. I'd just like to acknowledge my brother Chris. And like I said, we have a two-part program tonight. We have coming up the members of the Horse Owners Association. They're going to be talking about the Triple Crown that has all this talk that's going on. So I look forward to that right after we're finished with Steve. And I'd also like to mention that the show is live. If you guys want to call in, the numbers to call in are 300-1949. If you want to text us, it's 300-1950. So you can get in on the action. Like I said, I have Steve here with me. Any questions you want to know about basketball and the year in review, he could be able to answer you. Right now we were talking about a big event that we have coming up. Steve, you want to go ahead?
BVI Tropical Shootout, which is a preseason NCAA tournament. So that's going to be November 28th to December 2nd, here in Tatola at the Multipurpose Complex.
Right, and like Steve said, if you guys still don't understand what he's saying, when he's talking NCAA tournament, we're talking about Division One schools coming to the British Virgin Islands. We're talking, like he said, over about 100 persons per team. 25 persons per team, which is like 100 people for the teams alone, and then the teams come with their supporters. And so far, he said we've had verbal acknowledgement that they're ready and they want to do this. It's just getting all the paperwork and the groundwork done on the behind the scenes. I don't know if you want to elaborate a little more on that, Steve.
Well, the thing is that first of all, we're in talk with the NCAA because these tournaments have to be non-exempt tournaments, and when you say non-exempt, that means that the games don't actually count towards the record because a lot of the teams, they already have their schedule make up for the year as far as how many games they can play. And then just having the NCAA to just sanction the tournament is the second thing. It's not
so
a lot.
These are just like warm-up games for them, just to,
Well, they're preseason games.
Right.
I mean,
it doesn't go towards the record.
They don't go towards the record, but they're serious played games.
Okay.
And like we touched on before, this is very big for sports tourism and exposure for the BVI. And just a little bit of comparison with this tournament versus the Paradise Jam and the one in Puerto Rico is that we're a British country, so we have other Dong Island people who love basketball that
where's the opportunity to come
who
without
wants
a
to
visa?
watch an NCAA, they can't go to St. Thomas or Puerto Rico. So this is like another window of opportunity for us to get people to come in to see our beautiful islands.
Now, when you talk about stuff like this, like you said, we're talking. I think we're still in negotiation where we have to talk to the hotels to try to do the packages where they can offer for fans and people like you said from through the Caribbean who wants to come up and see these tournaments for us. And it's a two or 3 day tournament.
Right.
Teams come in on one day, they get the opportunity to see the BVI, play the tournament, and then they head out.
Right.
And guys, like I said, we have. I'd like to first of all congratulate the new government, and I know we have a new sports minister. I haven't had the opportunity to sit down and chat with him yet, but I know he's promised to give me some time. And as you can see now, Mr. Minister, what we're supposed to be talking about, there's a lot of events that we have planned.
Right. And I can't wait to sit down with him, because the thing is with this minister is that he has, experience in tourism, so
he can see the window of opportunity.
So and right now we're still in the early stage, and we're open to a lot of ideas. And so when I sit down with him, I'm actually gonna try to get information from him in how to go about. And a lot of the guys in this new government, also guys like Mike Vanterpool,
sport-oriented
that
people.
have sport-oriented people. So I think it's going, it's going to pull off.
Well, I've read in the news so far that with my girl Danielle, that the ministers are talking about how young she is and how the exposure that she's given to the BVI. This is something that I said in the beginning that I think needs to be addressed. I mean, we have a lot of folks that's out there, that's whether going to school or going to doing sports or going to school, that I think can be used as some form of sports tourism, some kind of advertising where it should be able to be acknowledged. And I think this is just one of the ways that sports is doing it for us.
Well, Cal, it's something that I talked about on the show before. And one thing, I was one of the first doing it up there, went off to Europe. And I always felt like, I wasn't utilized enough. I'm going to all these foreign countries. People don't know where the BVI is at. And one thing we don't have, like a country like Jamaica, is a sports brand. They have Jamaica as a brand. So you can go in a store and buy a Jamaica apparel. We don't have that.
And just about every sport.
Right. And so, we have all these athletes.
This is coming, don't worry.
But I'm just saying, we have all the athletes that are away, and, they don't have, BVI apparel, so they can,
market
and walk
easier.
around. And to me, that's something.
But let me ask you, on a quick note, just give me just give the general public an idea of some of the people in basketball, where they're located, just so they understand, where we are and where we could be marketable. For example,
Right. Well, right now we have Randy George. He's in France. We have Cleon Penn, who was just in Mexico. He'll be going off to Puerto Rico. We have other national team players, like Rashid. He joined the team. He's going to be going to Puerto Rico too. Then we have JR, who's going to be in Florida now. Kelvin is in Oklahoma. Lemanuel is in Missouri. Biza is in Missouri. You have the high school guys there in Delaware. So we got guys all over America, South America, and Europe. And so,
and that there alone speaks to us. Guys, if you're just joining us, this program is live, and if you want to get in on the program, the numbers to call is 300-1949, 300-1950. If you want to text, like I say, it's live. There's a two-part show tonight. Like I said, right now we're talking basketball. We have the guys for horse racing, who's going to be coming up next. Now, Steve, I know you have a lot of stuff that you want to talk about as far as getting your program up and running for this season. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, like I said before, Books and Basketball, which is the after-school program, we're going to be starting on the 16th. This first season is going to run until June, so it's going to be from January 16 to the end of June. Then we're going to.
You want to let people know how they can register?
We're gonna have it
run.
Right. It's going to be run 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday. 2 days of academic tutoring, 2 days of basketball training.
Now, when you say academic tutoring, can you explain a little bit of what you're talking about?
Well, what we do is, first of all, when the kids come to the classroom, the first thing our tutors trying to do is see if they have any homework, anything they need help with. And then we try to help the kids in the subject that they're weak in, try to get them up to, the level of other kids. And then also too, we have days when the teachers just teach on a particular subject. So it's kind of mixed. So it touches all bases.
And then the basketball now, what
and then with basketball, we have 3 levels. We have our beginner stage, that's for the younger kids who don't know nothing about basketball. They're just starting to learn how to dribble, how to pass. Then we have the intermediate stage, kids who know how to dribble but not as good. And then we have the advanced stage. Then once you pass that, which is the high school level, then you go to the future star. And with the only thing different with future star is that we have the weightlifting. And now that, you and myself now, we have, the cutting edge reloaded now. And we're starting, the gym is opening on Monday for all you people in the BVI who want to work out, cutting edge reloaded. We're going to be opening on Monday. We have a guy here from LA Fitness in Atlanta. He's going to be at the gym from Monday from 11 to
Anybody wants to do consultation.
Right. Yes. And, and the funny thing, Cal, honestly, and your eyes don't lie. But there's facts behind everything. I think we're number 1 or number 2 in obesity in the Caribbean. And I think for 2012, I think we as a BVI, we have to start taking our health a little more serious and start going to the gym more. It's no shame in going to the gym.
What I would like you to do for me is elaborate a little bit on a lot of the classes or the programs that we're trying to start up in the gym so people understand it's not just coming to the gym and lifting weights.
Right. Well, there'll be a train on hand every time. And one of our programs is called Get Fit. There's a Get Fit program where you can get on the Easter Get Fit program. Now, if you're going to get on that program, you got to be about it because you're talking about Easter. So that's going to include aerobics. It's going to include spin classes and also gym workout.
And for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, spin classes is a bicycle. It's like aerobics on a bicycle.
Right.
It's all speed and
right.
Agility. Now, what he's also talking about with the Easter program, he's talking about if you have a plan that you want to look good for Easter, that's what he's talking about.
You want to get ready for Virgin Garden Carnival? That's what you got to do. Now, we also have the Get Fit summer program. That's to get ready for summer. A lot of people want to be in troops, and, some people just want to get their body right. Also, we have packages for couples, and that's
walk-ins.
Right.
Yeah, walk-ins. Once again, guys, if you're joining us, we're on JTV Live. 300-1949 is the number to call if you want to call us. 300-1950 if you want to text. Steve Powell and myself.
You think anybody watching the show?
We're about just getting ready to wrap up on this end, guys. Like I said, it's a 2-part program where they have the Horse Owners Association is coming in a minute, and they're going to be talking about the Triple Crown. Once again, it's all live. If you guys want to join in, just pick up the phones and give us a call. Like I said, we're talking basketball, and we're just getting ready to wrap up now. Like I said, the new news is that Cutting Edge Reloaded gym is now open. It's going to be open on Monday if you guys want to come in. We have open house Monday and Tuesday if you guys want to come in and check it out. It's all, rearranged, new management and all that stuff. So come in and check us out. If you guys want to join in with Steve and the Hoop It Up with your kids, Steve can be reached at any time.
Don't forget the website,
we have a www.hoopitup.com.
Yes, baby.
Can you hold up? We have a call online. Good evening, caller. Go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Go ahead. You're on the Sportsdesk.
Steve, we're watching a show.
Tell Steve what?
People's watching a show.
If he's watching the show, you're watching the show.
Yes, people's watching a show. You're watching a show.
He said that they're watching the show.
Oh, okay.
I asked if anybody's watching the show.
Oh, okay. We'd like to acknowledge that.
So you don't have any questions? No questions?
Keep it walk up. Everything is so good so far.
Okay, good. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Now, folks, like I say, you guys are now calling when the show is almost at its end. But Steve will come back again and give you guys some more insight. We covered a bunch of topics tonight, basically. One of them was books and basketball, which is starting on the 16th. Right. That's the after-school programs for kids from ages 5 and up.
Right, from 5 and up.
For primary school kids.
Primary school, and then Future Star is for the high school kids. And that's on Virgin Garden and Tortola.
And BVI. So Virgin Garden, you're not left out. We're back in your area again. We're trying to get this ball running over there. We just would like for you guys to assist us. Some of the time it's hard getting back and forth and getting you guys wrapped up. So we'll be there for you guys. Once again, he also mentioned about the tournament that's coming up. It's called BVI Tropical Shootout, which is which involves 4 NCAA Division I schools, which is coming to the BVI. That's going to be held in our slow season, which is around in November.
Right.
So you guys can look out for that. It's still we're still in the making stage. So we still have a lot of people to touch base with. So for you hotelers or you restaurateurs, if you want to get involved, please give us a call. You know where we at. And what else you had there, Steve? Oh, the gym. Yes,
We got the gym. And like I said, Cal, honestly, and my goal is to get a lot of people fit this year. Like, honestly, I think we don't take enough pride on this island in being fit. I mean, I guarantee you, every other person I look at needs to go to the gym. And we have to start, just making it mandatory for people to go to the gym, man. I mean, I know you're going to help me, and we're going to all help each other. And we're going to get this thing rolling. Whether it's our gym, whether it's Census Gym, all the gyms, we're going to have all the gyms filled up. And we're going to get everybody right.
In shape.
Exactly.
That's our goal for this year, guys. Like I said, we're just wrapping up now.
That's our goal for this year. Get fit.
We're just wrapping up. Once again, Steve, I'd like to thank you for coming through. The Sports Desk is always open to you guys. And for anybody else who wants to come through in the Sports Desk, it's always open. We've just had Steve Parolan. He was just talking to you guys about what the plans are for the new year. Our resolution is to make everybody get fit.
Get fit, man. Get fit.
So once again, Steve, I'd like to thank you for coming through. Anytime, the airwaves is yours.
No problem, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Now, guys, stay tuned. Again, we have the second part of a show that's coming up, which is the Horse Owners Association. They have a lot to talk about horse racing and this Triple Crown thing that you guys have been excited about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Horse Owners Association.
Being number one always feels great. Nagico Insurances is number one in insurance in the British Virgin Islands because we've made serving you our number one priority. We provide the best customer service, and most importantly, our highly qualified team provides you with the very best in insurance advice to protect you, your family, and your business. Here are a few facts to keep in mind. Nagico is the largest provider of general insurance, is the number one auto insurance provider. Nagico has the fastest growing medical insurance portfolio, has the most qualified group of insurance personnel to advise you on your insurance needs, and Nagico makes year-round contributions to education, community projects, and sports in the British Virgin Islands. Be protected by team number one. Nagico Insurance's British Virgin Islands. Call today at 494-6433. We've got you covered.
Welcome back, guys. We're on Sports Desk and we're live tonight. Now in the studios with me, I have the members of the Horse Owners Association. I have, with me, Mr. President and Mr. Vice President. I'd like you guys to introduce yourself. I know, Mr. Lesmo, I'll start with you.
Good evening, listening audience. Good evening, Cal. Lesmo Smith, Vice President, BVA Horses Association.
Good evening to your TV viewers this evening. My name is Roy Barry, and I'm the Vice President of the BVI Horse Owners Association.
Now I'd like to congratulate you guys. I understand this is a new committee now, so we're expecting new things on the committee. I think one of the major topics and the hot topic that's in the areas right now is the Triple Crown. So I'd like for you guys just to elaborate a little bit for me and what's the Triple Crown. But before we go into that, guys, I just want you to know again that we're live and we're here at JTV. If you guys want to call into us, it's 300-1949 and 300 for text 1950. We're live. The phones should be lighting up pretty soon. Okay, guys, it's all up to you. Just give us a little bit of what's going on with this Triple Crown now. Anyone, yeah?
Well, if I may begin, first and foremost, the Triple Crown is a race that is going to be held between St. Thomas, St. Croix, and Tortola. This is something that's going to be happening for the very first time. We have been attempting to get this to come to fruition for about maybe 10 to 15 years now. And luckily, the past association, under the leadership of Derek Marshall, we were able to get this going with the assistance of St. Thomas and St. Croix joined in happily. So we have been meeting for quite some time now on all three islands to make sure that this comes to fruition. You asked me earlier if it's going to happen. Yes, it is going to happen. We have the 2 top horses from each island will be coming to Tortola next week Wednesday, and they'll be preparing to run on the 15th of January at the Ellis Thomas Downs.
So the race is actually on the 15th?
That's correct.
Okay.
So we have an exciting card for the public with 7 races. I think we have about 7 horses from St. Thomas and about 7 horses from St. Croix and about 9 from St. Thomas.
Wow.
Which will give us practically about 3 full gates, and the other races will have about 4 horses. And I must say it is going to be just as big or maybe even bigger than the August Tuesday races, because we have never had St. Croix coming with so many horses before.
No, I'm going to ask you again. St. Croix has committed to this?
Yes, they have been to every meeting that we have held. Even in some cases they might not have been present in body, but they have been there via telephone.
Now guys, if you're listening to us, like I said, we're live right here on JTV, and I'm excited to give you guys the news. St. Croix is finally trying to come over to the BVI after so many years. If you guys want to join in with us, you have any questions or any comments, numbers to call 300-1949 for telephone. If you want to text, it's 300-1950. I have in the studios with me Mr. Roy Barry and Mr. Lesmo, the big man, the president for the Horse Owners Association. Mr. President, I hear nothing from you yet, but let Roy go ahead.
Yeah, if I may, to assist what Roy is saying, I spoke to some guys today from St. Croix, and they guarantee that 5 horses, the blood already been taken, and they're on the way here, confirm on the way here.
Good.
And I know for a fact they're coming. Ain't not turning back now.
Good.
So it's on.
Now, what are the rules? What are the rules for something like event like this?
Rules? What kind of rules are you asking?
I mean, for race rules, how many races do you have to win in order? Is this 2 out of 3, or you have to win all 3 races?
Let me go into some in depth with that.
Right.
Okay, it is set up whereby Bellows International is the corporate sponsor.
Okay.
And they are going to be offering $25,000 to any horse that wins all 3 legs. If you don't have a winner in all 3 legs, the horse that has the most points will get a $10,000 bonus. But if you start in the first leg, unless you're injured, you must compete in all 3 legs to qualify for the bonus.
Okay. So, what about if and it's the top 2 horses from each island that you're saying?
Yeah.
So now let me ask you a big question. What are the top 2 horses for the BVI?
The top 2 horses for the BVI Eastern Tap and Good Prospecting.
Okay, and St. Thomas and St. Croix?
St. Thomas, we have Diablo Fire and Voice of Faith, and St. Croix, we have Slevin and Political Reporter.
And those are what we're looking for in the main event races?
That's in the 6th race, which is the first leg of the Triple Crown.
Okay, so it's 1 of each? Or is that all 6 horses?
2 horses from each island. So we have all six
horses racing
in one race, yeah.
Okay, that should be exciting.
It is.
What's the distance of that race?
1 mile.
Wow. Lesmo, you ready for that?
Been ready. Remember, I predicted I would have won the Governor's Cup.
But you know what? I must congratulate you. You came up big last race day. I said, I said, what the heck I seen? This house look like you cut in with 2 different. What was going on in Lesmond?
Just a little.
You were teasing or what?
Teasing for the big race to come.
Wow, man. I mean, you blew the whole track away, because I think when the horse passed you the first time, you didn't let him go by. You tapped him up a little bit. And coming home, you just nail him.
Well,
I believe you shocked yourself too, you know.
I not really, you know. I know he would run off a good layoff, But everybody was just, thinking that the jockey that I use, but Jackie and I had a good conversation, and he said, I want a big date today, end the year good, and he did. Paperman.
You surely did, boy. You surely did. Guys, if you just tuned in with us, we're at the Sports Desk and we're live. 300-1949 is the number to call. If you want to text, it's 300-1950. We're here with the Horse Owners Association. We're talking about the Triple Crown. Now, Mr. Barry, you want to give us an idea of who's up in some of the other races that we could look forward to for on the 15th?
Okay,
but these are not confirmations yet, right? These are just...
Yeah, these are confirmed.
Okay.
The proposed card for the race, the January 15th, we have race 1, which is a 7 furlong. We have Remaisha Jr. out of Tortola, Spirit and Fire from Tortola, Power 10 from Tortola. Then we have Taxmaster from St. Thomas, Paul's Gift from St. Croix, and Priority Express from Tortola. In the second race, another 7 furlong, we have Mick G and Moonlight Event from Tortola, Mr. Gold Prospect, Family Cat, and Winning Actor from St. Thomas, and Thanks McGivern from St. Croix. In the third race, 7 furlong, we have Nathan Pike from Tortola, San Veron from St. Croix, and Eastern Seaboard and Some Splendor from St. Thomas. In the fourth race, 1 mile, we have Nat My Kiss, Tiger's Mischief, and Glorious Memory from Tortola, and Who Shot the Sheriff from St. Croix. This is a Mayor Classic.
Okay.
The race 5, 6.5 furlongs. This is a sprint race. Aircraft Intercept from St. Thomas, and Really Uptown and Broken Home from Tortola. In the sixth race, which is the first leg of the Triple Crown, the one that everybody will be coming out to see, we have Eastern Tap and Good Prospecting from Tortola, Diablo's Fire and the Vibes of Faith from St. Thomas, and we have Slevin and Political Reporter from St. Croix. For people who have been following races, Slevin just ran an excellent race on St. Croix Boxing Day, where he set a new track record.
Wow.
So we're expecting a lot of action on the 15th. And the final race, race 7 is a mile and a 16th. We have Bob Riss from St. Croix, Sweet Sight of St. Thomas, Square One, All Country, and Lake Texoma from Tortola.
Wow, there you have it, guys. A full card, full race day, 15th. Any other words you want to add for what's going on? Is the price going to remain the same? Entry fee?
At the gate?
Yes.
It's $10, yes.
Okay.
$10. It'll be $12 because it includes the cost of the booklet.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay, the other legs for the Triple Crown will be February 19th and St. Croix. That race is going to be a mile and a 16th. And March 18th and St. Thomas, that's going to be a mile and an 8.
Oh, so, okay. I got what you guys doing. Stepping up the game.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if you're just tuning in with us, like I said, we're in the studios right now. Lesmo and Roy Barry of the Horse Owners Association. But before we go into more details, we're going to take a break from a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
For all your health, fitness, sports, and related apparel needs, visit Play to Win Sports Store on the 3rd floor of the Chevelle Building, right across from the Sunday Morning Well. We specialize in basketball, baseball, and softball, volleyball, soccer, track and field, sport fitness supplements, shoes, underwear by Fruit of a Loom, Hanes, t-shirts, and much more. Call us Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 494-2071 for your special orders on uniforms and equipment. And join us as we play to win, to win, to win, to win.
Did you know there's a drive-thru lumberyard in the BVI? That's right, the only drive-thru lumberyard in the territory. What does that mean? Well, for one thing, your lumber and plywood stay nice, dry, and straight. No more curves. But not only that, there are experts on hand to help you with any and everything lumber, and there's also a pro store where you can get everything else to complement your purchases. Blocks, cement, molding, steel, windows, doors, galvalume, fencing, fasteners, tools, and that's just to name a few. Where is this place, you ask? Well, that's at CTL Lumberyard and Pro Store, of course. Visit us in Port Russell at the Old Sims location and see for yourself. Good lumber at the best prices. Now, you can't beat that. Telephone us at 284-494-2359 and ask for our lumberyard. CTL Lumberyard and Pro Store, the best products at the lowest prices, period.
If you're looking for office supplies and quality gifts, Island Services has it all. We have the widest selection of office supplies in the BVI. Come see why everyone is shopping at Island Services. We have all the brands you want at the prices you love. For all your office supplies, amazing gifts, and office furniture, there is no place like Island Services. We are more than you expect us to be. We are conveniently located in Passia, next to Right Way Cash and Carry. We are open Mondays through Fridays, 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to 1.
I'd like to wish you guys once again a happy new year. This is the first of the first, and we have a lot more in store for you. Earlier tonight we had Steve Parolan and the BVI Hoop It Up Foundation talking about basketball. Now in studios with me I have the BVI House Owners Association, a new association, new people at the helm, and we have a big event that's coming up, which is the Triple Crown. Now Mr. Barry, just give me a little bit of idea. Once again, you said this thing took you about 10 years to get making. Give me an idea of how hard it is come up with an event like this. Our plan.
Well, it is extremely difficult because you have to depend on all three islands to come on a level playing field. And most times, St. Thomas and Tortola were in agreement, but it was extremely difficult to get St. Croix to come along. Because if you really follow horse racing, St. Croix is somewhat semi-professional. They are much further ahead than we are, and they have a large number of horses. So they don't really depend on us that much. But I think they themselves saw the need at this point in time to actually join forces with us so that we can move horse racing in the Virgin Islands much further ahead.
Well, I do think too it has a lot to do with bragging rights. You know, I mean, there's a lot of talk of whose horse is faster than whose horse. So I guess this is the opportune time to see who's the big dogs, right?
Well, that too. I think that they realize that now they have horses that can compete within the other two islands, so they feel that, hey, let us come across and show them that we are much better than they are. But I must say, we have two very good horses that are going to be competing in the Triple Crown races, and we also have horses that are going to be able to compete in all the other races. So we expect to have a successful day on Sunday the 15th.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. Lesmo, you've been quiet all the time. I see one of your horses up in there.
I have about 3 horses or 4 horses up in there.
Yeah. And I know every morning when I come into work, I see you going on to work too.
Yeah.
So putting in the hours.
Mr. Barry will tell you, as horse owners, it's a tiring job to get ready. And also being at the management level, you double task to get ready, to be ready. Because you have to get the horses ready, you have to be sure all the planning stages for the Triple Crown now is ready. The former committee, which Mr. Barry and I have been a part of, we did put in a lot of groundwork with the negotiations, with Mr. Aruba being our president, me being vice president. And it was, you know, I must give credit where credit is due. I think Mr. Marshall worked really hard and pushing it. And we as his committee, we give him that support that he needed. And today we are here in a new form, but we're hoping, and we know for a fact, we will pull it off. We are getting the track ready to the extent where it's gonna look like maybe Dubai. Lovely, beautiful.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, from the inception when you arrive, the entrance by Mr. Sills, you must feel the energy. So when you're coming up that driveway, the energy will be pulling you. So I got to get up there faster.
We got a call online, guys. Let me just hold to this corner. Good evening, you're on the Sportsdesk. How can I help? Good evening. Go ahead again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you please tell me what is the criteria for the two horses for the Triple Crown?
What is the criteria for the two horses for the Triple Crown?
We have a point system, and the horses, the top two horses with the most points, are the ones who qualify for the Triple Crown.
I think your question is asking how the two horses from the BVI were selected to run. Is that the question? Carla?
Yes, that's correct. My question has been answered.
Okay, has been answered. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I was saying, to continue, we also created a paddock area now. Outside of the stable area, we usually wait inside and get the horses ready. So we have a paddock area down the center of the track where the old Chuck Bruley was. And now the horses and the jockeys will be in there. So the steward having an easier task to ensure that we get them out. The audience will see more of the horses. And so we have done some improvement. I must say thanks to the representative of the 3rd District for the plan that he had put together, that we followed in creating the concessions that are there now.
Oh yes, I see nicely.
Yes.
Kiosks and stuff out there now, yes.
I happened to be faced with a task in 1 week that gotten that finished under the new minister.
And I said it couldn't be done, but when I came on and I saw it, I said, man, these guys working day and night.
Yeah, we do miracles at the horse track.
I realize that.
Yeah, and because of that, things are happening smoothly, and there is indeed a great light now. Not because we are part of it, but it's something as for 10 years, want to get a Triple Crown, get the place to some extent.
Okay, hold on, I have a call online. Good evening, caller. Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, good night to everybody on the show. Good night to Lesmore and Barry.
Good night.
Yeah, I'd like to say Lesmore and Barry are doing a good job at the track and everything. Keep up the good work. Don't mind what everybody is talking. My only problem, right, the down at that track is where I select to put that paddock. I don't know who decided was to put that paddock in the middle of that track, but that was a really bad idea. You cannot put something inside it and then call it a paddock. A paddock should be where the public's supposed to go and see where the trainers or the handlers put on the saddle, them on the horse, and nobody can walk up there to see nothing. So what I was saying, why not I didn't make the decision to put the paddock up in that area up there where the smaller grandstand is up there, up above that area up there where people have the vehicle up there. That to me that would have been the best spot instead of putting it in the middle of the track. Because inside it they ain't supposed to have nothing. The only thing supposed to be inside that infield is a toe board. Not even a thing. Taken down years ago. But other than that, let's move on. The rest of the crew are doing a good job and keep it up.
Thank you, Carla.
All right, thank you.
Carla, if I may say to that, we do understand that, and there is a paddock design for more out in front of the audience, but due to financial constraint, and we didn't want to start the Triple Crown and having it whereas our horses get dressed in the stable, St. Thomas horses will get dressed in the stable. Now the steward can't be all two stables when they're so far apart.
Right.
So we tried to make it a neutral ground for now. Yes, in future that would change, but we use what we had for now due to financial constraints.
Now let me ask you, now that you mentioned financial constraint, are you guys getting any assistance from anybody at all as far as for the association and managing something of this level?
Yeah, the sponsors are responding greatly. The government is also assisting greatly, so we are getting help.
Okay, because I was just mentioning about sports tourism. This is also actually another form of sports tourism. You're bringing revenue into the country. You know, and I'm hearing my government now, my new government, talking a lot about sports tourism. So I'm hoping that this is just a gateway. And I mean, we're doing our part as a foundation, and you know, they'll do their part as giving up the funds a little easier. I know it's a little economical time now, but you know how that goes.
But I think what they will see on the 15th will give them the boost.
Okay. Now, Barry, the next leg, you can't give too much about the next leg.
No, we don't have any information.
You just have the date. You just have the date.
Yeah, but what I can say about the day on Sunday the 15th, we have quite a bit of activities outside of the horse racing.
Mm-hmm.
Is this leading up to the races or before?
During the races.
Okay.
We're supposed to have the Moko Jumbies performing. We're supposed to have a troop, not the full troop, but some members from a troop perform. Also, we're gonna have a Showtime band and the Razor Blade playing at the track.
Okay. Okay, I have another caller. Let's hold the line there for me. Go ahead, on Sportsdesk. How can I help?
Yes, good evening. I would just like to respond to this person who called before about where the paddock is. When the track was being built, the professional who came from Kentucky down to build the track, that was the area that he suggested that the horses and the jockeys should come. He even suggested that maybe part of it could be used to house the foreign jockeys overnight instead of you paying a hotel. So the caller who said that he is right in his thinking, but the professional Mr. Voorhees who came from Kentucky down to build the track, that was what he suggested, but we couldn't do it then because the government really didn't own in there. Then government became the possessor of that section, or least lessee of that section. So, you know, and to say that nothing is inside a track, tracks have all kinds of things inside, ponds and, you know, flowers and all kind of stuff. And Mr. Boris thought that, you know, it was show in other places you see the public going, but public don't really get to go to the paddocks and by the horses and things because in certain tracks it's a no. You know, you are not allowed to go near the people's thoroughbreds and that sort of thing. But I think Mr. Smith and Mr. Barry and the committee doing a good job. And while I don't want to take too much time, I'm surprised to hear, very surprised to hear that the plan they used to decide the concession was a plan that was there before, because the brouhaha that you're hearing come like they did it on their own. But you cannot please our people. When they have nothing, they complain. When they get something, they still complain.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Now, guys, if you're calling, please turn your TV down so you don't have the echo in the background. I just want to acknowledge, too, that this show is sponsored by Gatorade and Rotan Wholesale and Digicel. And in the studios with me, like I said, I have the members of the Horse Owners Association. We're talking about the Triple Crown. So if you guys have any questions, the numbers to call are 300-1949, and for texting is 300-1950. These guys would love to answer any questions that you have. Yes, go ahead. You guys go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, we also plan to have a high heel competition on the track on the Sunday too.
Oh man!
And, as you see, the ladies are always there in the high heels, so
and the hats.
We're gonna have a large competition. We have a huge number of competitors trying to win the prize. I'm not sure what the prize is going to be at this time.
I know. I can remember some time ago you guys had one with the hats. And that was nice. Because you know the hats. Women wear the hats at races.
I was on the radio talk show this afternoon with the guy Sheldon in the game.
Right.
And I challenged the Crucian girls. You know. We have a high heel competition, so come show yourself. Let's see the Crucian at this time. You know, we want the three islands to really have fun as a team together.
No,
and that's what we really want.
No, what I hear a lot from the Crucians is they like to dance. So, if you had a dancing competition, I could see that.
We won't have a dancing competition, but the Sunday evening we're gonna have a dance with Spectrum Band from St. Thomas. It's gonna be at La Piazza. So after the race, after the race,
there's some place to go.
Roads lead to La Piazza with Spectrum Band, which is a very well-known band in St. Thomas. I should say in the Virgin Islands, because they play here regularly also.
Right.
So we expect a large turnout. The tickets are going to be $10 for entrance. So please come out and support horse racing in the Virgin Islands so that we can make some monies to put on more bigger and better races during the year 2012.
Now, we have yet to tap Delta's purse. Are you guys going to come up with anything that could...
Well, you know, Delta's purse, I think that should remain Delta's secret, because I spoke to Mr. Bevis, and we have already engaged in conversation, and I know he's not the type of person that will let you down. So I have high hopes that I don't think nobody can tap what he said.
No, my question is to that now. Are we going to have the same conflict where we have the two purses that big in the same day, or are we going to try to split them up this time?
No, we don't ever want to run into that problem ever again, because the premier day should be the premier day.
I agree.
Because that is like the Governor's Cup St. Thomas.
There you go.
Yeah, so we try to ensure that doesn't happen.
And make sure you try to ensure that the money stay in the BVI this time, because you have to circulate, right?
Well, that too, but at the end of the day, it then makes us more competitive, where we know for a fact we'll have to get up to our game and get the horses we need to be sure that, because as much as we can get more involved with racing locally, then I guess more people get more involved, because I spoke to some guys out of Bargers Bay, and they're looking at getting a nice mare to come into the game. So I think people are getting enthusiastic about it, and I think it's the last sport left where we BVI throw ourselves in and have fun. And I'm looking at it. I think it's gonna get back there.
Okay, before I go to break, I just want to ask one question. I think any of you guys could answer. Locally, bred horses. Do we have any that's running, or are we gonna have a race anytime with local bred horses?
Our intention was to have one on Sunday the 15th, but the only local horse that we have, he got injured about a few weeks ago. So we were hoping to have him run against some locally bred horses out of St. Thomas of St. Croix, but unfortunately that didn't materialize. We don't have a whole lot of local bred horses because we are not blessed with flatland. You need that flatland for the horses to run around and develop.
And graze and all that kind of stuff.
Strong bones.
I have a call online, guys. Just hold on, bear with me. Caller, go ahead. You're on the sports desk. Can I help?
Yes, sir. Good night again. It's me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing, Lesmo, is one thing I definitely need to do. And the Thomas Downs need a website. That is something I definitely need to do. Every race, we got 3 race tracks in the Virgin Islands, none of them have a bus track. And out of all the Caribbean islands, we got a race track, they got the best website. We need a website for our race track so people could know at least what's going on, and that can move things ahead for the sport. Thank you.
Well, Carla, that is one of the subjects that our committee are now discussing. The farmer committee, we touch on it, but weren't able to develop it, and we are going to push to people like yourself that are capable with information. We will want your assistance in every way, like any other members of the public, because we will strive to build it as a community effort, not just us being as the elected persons. So the more of us we get involved, I think the better the sport will become.
Okay, guys, with that note, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Remember, Gatorade, Digicel Rotan Wholesale are our sponsors. We'll take a break and be right back.
Hi, I am Tanisha Harrigan Scott, and I am here to bring you some exciting news from Digicel. Now you can talk more and text more for only $15. A great new price plan from Digicel, the bigger, better network. Have you heard? When you top up $15 or more, you get incredible deals with Digicel. Get 100 free minutes, unlimited SMS, and free weekends for 7 days to local digital numbers. Top up $15 again, and it will automatically be extended for another 7 days. For more information, drop by our store or visit our website at www.digicelbbi.com. Digicel terms and conditions apply.
Being number one always feels great. Nagico Insurances is number one in insurance in the British Virgin Islands because we've made serving you our number one priority. We provide the best customer service, and most importantly, our highly qualified team provides you with the very best in insurance advice to protect you, your family, and your business. Here are a few facts to keep in mind. Nagico is the largest provider of general insurance, is the number one auto insurance provider. Nagico has the fastest growing medical insurance portfolio, has the most qualified group of insurance personnel to advise you on your insurance needs, and Nagico makes year-round contributions to education, community projects, and sports in the British Virgin Islands. Be protected by team number one. Nagico Insurance's British Virgin Islands. Call today at 494-6433. We've got you covered.
Welcome back again, guys, to Sports Desk. I'm your host, Carl Dubs-Catliff, and I'm here with the members of the Horse Racing Association, Mr. Roy Barry and Mr. Lesmo Smith. Now, we were talking about the Triple Crown, and before we went into the break, we was talking about, you were just mentioning some of the stuff on the races, but before we go into that, I wanted to acknowledge the rest of your crew. So, Mr. Barry, I don't know if you could tell us who's on your committee and who we should be looking for if you wanted to talk to somebody.
Okay, of course, the listening audience have already been informed that Lesmo Smith is president, myself vice president. We have treasurer Karen Aaron, secretary Kishma Baronville, assistant secretary Vincia Foy, public relations officer Dwight Klein, our racing secretary is Carl Thomas, assistant treasurer Alicia Neal, horse owners rep Rodney Simmons, the chief steward is Claudia Smith, and our security coordinator is Roy Garrowy.
Oh, there you have it, guys. That's the whole body in a nutshell. Our new Horse Racers Association Committee. Now, one of the questions before we went into the break, while we went into break, I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people ask the same question, why can't all horses race in the Caribbean Cup?
Well, to my understanding, because we have entered into the memorandum of understanding with the U.S., we can only go from here to the U.S. Virgin Islands and back. That understanding would have to be developed within the other Caribbean islands. That will include the U.S. Virgin Islands, Tortola, and the other Caribbean islands, or else it can't happen. Even other horses from the other Caribbean islands won't be able to visit us unless that memorandum have been agreed upon.
So where or who has to deal with that area?
The heads of states, governments.
Okay, understood. Now, for those of you folks who was asking a question, now you understand why we can't compete. We have the horses that could compete in it. It's just that, like you said, due to the memorandum
of understanding.
We can't go. Now, Mr. Barry, I'd like to know information, you, Mr. Lesmo, for the races that's not scheduled outside BVI, St. Thomas and St. Croix, how do people who are interested get? Is there any special packages that there's going to be offering for following up on the races once they leave the BVI?
Well, there are no special packages set at this point in time. I can't say nothing will be done in the future, but for now, persons who want to attend the races, well, getting to St. Thomas is quite easy.
Right.
The ferry is there, and it returns after the races. St. Croix on the 19th of February, I'll suggest to individuals if they want to attend the races, you will have to attempt to charter a flight for the day. If you want to go to St. Croix for the weekend, it's going to be extremely difficult because that weekend is the agricultural fair.
Wow.
And all rooms are practically booked.
So you have to be booking from now?
You should have already booked.
So you just do a day trip? You suggest a day trip?
Do a day trip. You can check one of the airlines at the airport and seek to get a charter. That's
that'd be easy as this. And for those guys who run the power boats, they normally go out for the day and come back too.
Well, more power to them. I'm not sailing across the ocean.
I've done it a couple of times actually. It's not so bad once the water is nice.
It's nice, yeah. If I will put some highlight too on what Mr. Barry said, I got a call from Enos today, this afternoon, and he's trying to put together with Bobby Hodge for this race day a trip from St. Croix. Leaving out there, I think it's 9 or 9:30, he said, reaching here for 11:30, and going back after the races. So if anybody wished to find out how that would run, I think it would be best to call Enos at...
this is Enos Aaron.
Enos Aaron. Right. Call him at 541-6611. They're the one that's arranging that. And I listened to the Buddy Kennan show yesterday in St. Thomas on Radio 1, and I think it was a call from here locally that was initiating getting the ferry engaged to go to St. Croix for the fair day, because we want to give them the same support. Right, we know for a fact, as Mr. Barry said, going to St. Thomas is
easy.
Native Son number one.
Right.
They always take you there, And
are you advertising?
No, I'm not. But in reality, Native Son have always, over the years, been there, getting us back and forth.
Well, actually, I think I've taken Native Son to St. Croix for an event before too.
And as far as I understand, they're trying to get their boat ready to go to that event also, along with the other vendors, Mr. Hodge and other people. But I'm saying we are trying our best to work with these people to ensure that we, as BVL, from this end, support the other areas to be sure that we create the camaraderie and maintain it. Because it's going to be a yearly event.
No, now that you mentioned that, something like the Triple Crown, is there going to be any other something similar in the planning for the rest of the year? Because this is at one time, every year, something around the same time.
Yeah.
What about later on in the year, like summer, going close to Christmas?
Coming out of the meetings, what we have decided to do is to try and promote mares and fillies. One, promote B-class horses, promote C-class horses. Because most of the time, everything you hear is all about the A-class horses.
Right.
So St. Croix is right now, not St. Croix, St. Thomas right now is promoting a race January 29th for mares and fillies.
Yeah.
And that's a guaranteed post of $8,000.
Right.
So that would be the diff for that. Then somewhere later in the year, maybe BVI will promote one for B-class horses, then you promote one for C-class horses. So they will be the star of the day. We're trying to see if we can spread it around and create big paydays for the islands on days outside of Carnival Friday, August Tuesday, Boxing Day, Easter Sunday. So we want to make provisions for all the islands to make money all during the year.
Now, a ballpark figure, I just listened to you when you were calling out the card a while ago, mentioned a lot of horses from the BVI. Can you give me an idea of how many horses we have, or just a ballpark? How many horses we have?
Right now, we have about 15 horses ready to run.
How many?
About 15.
No, I'm talking horses general and the BVI. Idea.
That are ready to run.
Yeah,
about
15.
Yeah.
Okay. And that 15 is just up and go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, guys, if you want to tune in with us, we're live. 300-1949 is the number. 300-1950 is the text. If you guys want to get involved, I'm here with the Horse Owners Association, Mr. President Lesmo Smith and Roy Barry, Vice President, and they're talking about the Triple Crown. There's a lot of talk about Triple Crown, and St. Croix horses coming to the BVI. It's finally going to happen, guys. St. Croix is going to be in the BVI, and we're going to have some races on January 15th. Guys, any additional information you guys want to give us? I know you said the place is going to be nice, so parking is not going to be a problem. Are we shuttling or are we parking like how we want?
The police will decide that.
No, please. If you could talk to the police, then don't give us that ticket. Because there are a lot of people coming.
We accept that. But one thing we were looking at, because we know there's going to be a lot of people, if we could have arranged something to allow the people to pack, like in the area of Columbine Emeralds, and the same way they do for the Music Fest.
And shuttle them in?
And shuttle them in. Because we don't want nobody to be ticketed. We don't want, if an emergency, nobody can get out either.
You know, that's a famous time for Super Cup to come around.
Super
Cup, you're my partner. Give me a break, please.
We don't want anybody to get locked in if there is an emergency.
Right.
Because you can never tell what's going to happen. And at the same time, we don't want people not to have fun because they had to go move their vehicles shortly after.
Miss a race or something.
Yeah, like or even shortly after I want to hang out with my friends a little bit before I leave, but I blocking somebody, so I had to get up quick and run and go. So I think we should encourage a little bit of the shuttling situation based on we think the capacity we'll have.
No, I can see where the shuttling. I have a call online, just hold on. Caller, if you're online, please turn your phone down so we can hear you. Good evening, you're on the sports desk.
Yeah, can you call the card, please?
Excuse me, the card?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to hear the race card?
Should I know or later?
Yeah.
You want to hear the card?
Okay. All right, caller, we have 7 races slated for race day. Race 1, we have Remaestra Junior, Spirit on Fire, Power 10, Taxmaster, Paul's Gift, and Priority Express. That's a 7 furlong, and the purse is $3,500. Race 2.
Hold on, which class is this?
These are C class.
C class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Race 2, we have Mick G, Mr. Gold Prospect, Tanks McGivern, Moonlight Event, Family Cat, and Winning Actor. And that's $3,700. Race 3, another 7 furlong. We have Northern Pike, San Viron, Eastern Seaboard, and Some Splendor. And the purse is $4,000. Race 4, the Amare Classic, 1 mile, Nat's My Kiss, Tiger's Mischief, Glorious Memory, Who Shot the Sheriff. That's $4,500. Race 5, the Sprint Classic, 6.5 furlong, Aircraft Intercept, Really Uptown, and Broken Home, $5,500. And the future race of the day, 1 mile, East End Tap, Good Prospecting, Diablo's Fire, Voice of Faith, Slevin, and Political Reporter. It's a guaranteed purse of $10,000. And race 7, mile and 16, Bob Race, Sweet Sight, Square One, All Country, and Lake Texoma, and that's $5,000.
Now, a question that will come to mind is when you talk about the purses, winner takes all?
No.
So that $3,500 splits up between
65, 25, 15. 60,
25,
15.
Yeah.
No, I mean for somebody who owns a horse down there, feed and all that kind of stuff. I mean it's tough, trying to feed a horse and then you go race, then you come up with a
shot.
Yeah.
You have to love the sport.
It happens sometimes.
So you're saying for a poor man, this is not your sport? Unless you feed the horse grass.
No, you see,
I ain't gonna answer that because I'm a poor man.
What happened to the sport, Dub, is a love of sport. It's like I love the sport.
Yes. It's like me loving track and field.
Good. Yeah. And one thing with us down there, we're not selfish. We are our brother's keeper in situation.
You work together.
We work together.
That's good.
Because there's no one person gonna have everything at the same time.
That's good.
So that spirit of camaraderie among ourselves, it helped to balance the situation.
That's good.
We're doing good so far.
That's well said. I hope.
So it's not because we are all poor people.
Yes, that's good.
But we're encouraging ourselves in the sport that our forefathers.
No, I hope that we could use that same concept outside of sports.
I think so.
Good.
Should be able to.
We have a call online. Good evening, caller. Go ahead. You're on the sports desk.
Yes, Mr. Scatliff. That's why it's called the sport of kings. Because in the Middle Eastern countries, Abu Dhabi and all those countries, so it's the sheikhs who own billions of dollars in oil, who raise their Arabian steeds and their camels. But I would like to ask Mr. Smith something. Those of us who are accustomed to park inside, is there going to be a problem, or we have to come extremely early?
Ma'am, we have already allocated some locations for yourself as well as the other dignitaries and the vendors.
I'm not a dignitary.
Anymore?
I said yourself and the other dignitaries. You are a dignitary forever. And the vendors. But the other people that would come in and park, based on that particular day, it's going to be kind of tedious for allow everybody inside, because we won't have the space for the vendors to set up. And we want to leave room for emergencies, to be able to get in and out. So that's why we encourage in the shuttling situation.
So now, I forget to ask you guys, what time does race start?
Race starts at 1
p.m.
And we're going to get the 7 races in at 1. So we're going to turn the lights on?
No. The last race is set to run at 5:30.
5:30 we'll be running the last.
And we're running on time this time?
On time.
We have been running on time for quite some time.
I must say that, yes, you have. Because, you have been running on time. You guys have been doing a real good job. Now, the parking situation now is first come, first serve. Or you have special people that's going to be on that day, reserving for special people?
Parking, we don't have that much in parking. Most of the parking is paid parking.
I was talking about the inside type thing.
The inside will only be for dignitaries and vendors.
On that day?
Yeah, because you don't have that much space.
It's really small.
The paid parking is on the other end, where you drive beyond the main gate, and you pay to park.
Okay, and that's going to fill up real quick?
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't know if you guys are having any conversation with the police and for that day, because, people are going to be parking all over the place. So is there any conversation with the
Well, an invitation is sent out to the Commissioner of Police, and I'm hoping to touch base with Mr. Headley, who is in charge of the traffic department, and to see how we can create a dialogue, even if we have to walk down there and look at the best possible options to ensure that, and I know they will have police officers along the stretch there by Domino gas station and those other areas to ensure that people don't do the wrong thing. I know the area across from Ellis Thomas, his resident, they usually open up that and they do their own private parking.
And this has been grass up for a while.
Yeah, but
so
I
guess
spoke
everybody's
to
going to level off.
Yeah, I spoke to the one the son the other day, and I think he's going to make preparation to have it set, because that'll be their own private
that's paid parking.
Paid parking.
Now, have you had opportunity to speak to any of the taxi associations as far as the national led thing that you had mentioned about?
Not yet, and that's something I think, as I said, it was mentioned, but we are meeting between tomorrow and Saturday, again, the committee.
Because you know what's going to happen? They're going to be paying basically 2 fares. One to get them there.
One to get inside.
One to get inside, one to get them back.
Yeah. So that's why you see the shuttle operators, we're hoping they, like from Old Town, they can do a $2 situation. Because we're looking at volume.
Right.
The $2 situation.
What about those who coming from St. Thomas from the boat? They'll pay the regular fare coming up on the ferry.
I guess we wouldn't have the control of that. We wouldn't have the control of that. But to encourage the local residents from not, blocking the whole area up and coming down there, and there's nowhere to park and get frustrated and leave when you came out to have a good day.
Right.
We want to encourage you to park up the road and catch a shuttle ticket.
You can park anywhere from the hospital grounds and catch a shuttle down.
Yeah.
Okay,
or even by Prospect Reef, anywhere in those areas.
Folks, once again, I have in the studio with me the members of the Horse Owners Associations. We're just getting ready to wrap up our show right now. They've given you a lot of information. The Triple Crown is on. It's on the 15th of this month, which is just around the corner. Preparations is on the way to get everything in order. As you can see, they've started a long time ago. This was 10 years in the making, and it's finally happening here on the BVI Force. So I must congratulate the Horse Owners Association for a job well done. I mean, I know it's a lot of planning. Like you guys said, you've been back and forth, tedious, trying to get this up and running. There's a lot of talk. I wanted to put Lesbo on the spot, but you think you'll come up with this one?
If I came out...
You tell me you're going to win the Governor's Cup.
Yeah.
This ain't a Governor's Cup now. You got different caliber horses running against you. What do you think your chances are?
It's the same as ever. I had different caliber horses running against me then. It's about fate,
Well, you heard it from the president himself, Mr. Barry. What do you think?
I have no comments.
That's what you said last time too.
Yeah, but the last time he had no comment. But you know what happened when I play the tape every time? he was the first man in the front.
Yeah.
Because
he did say that.
Yeah.
But I know Ryan a long time, so.
You know his position.
But okay, any last words for you guys? Anything that you want to add? Any contacts? Anything? If anybody wants to reach you guys.
Oh well, if you want to reach any of us,
for any information and stuff.
I can be reached at 541-8268. I just want to reiterate the activities of the Moko Jumbies. We're gonna have the high heel competition, performance by a troupe. We're gonna have the band showtime, as well as we're gonna be having the Razor Blade. We're also gonna be having the dance that night after the race with Spectrum Band from St. Thomas, and we're gonna have a few speeches by our Premier, the minister responsible for sports. We have also sent an invitation out to the governor and the lieutenant governor of the USVI to come over and enjoy races with us. So far, we have been able to get some sponsors for the races. We have had so far commitments from Vanderpool Enterprises, Lime. We have had commitment from Premier's Office, the Ministry of Education. We are working on the Tourist Board and also Rotom Wholesale Rightway. There are a few others that I don't want to mention at this time, but sponsors.
You're still open to sponsors?
Yeah, we are still looking for sponsors. We still have some open races, as well as we need sponsors to help us towards the creation of our booklet. So anybody out there who are willing to make a donation, you can reach me at 541-8268.
What about if you're looking for additional help to work in areas that you guys need any assistance in that area? Because I know you're going to get your hands full that day.
Yeah, but
he's going to get your hands full too.
In the meeting we had last night, 15 persons have already committed themselves to us.
That's outside of the
association?
That's very good. That's very
15 persons committed themselves. And if any more wish to assist, feel free. There's never too much for a day like that.
Right.
But we still don't want nobody tripping over themselves. So it's not just for that day. We can be a part of planning going forward.
Right.
You know, you can always
need that extra hand.
Always need extra hand. And you can reach me at 541-1831. I know Karen, the treasurer. You can probably contact she at Cable Wellness. I can't remember her number of my head.
That's Aaron, right?
Aaron, Miss Aaron.
She has a rental at
yes.
One Stop. Next to One Stop.
Yeah. So I'm saying we're reachable, accessible, always around the track in the mornings, late in the afternoons. And Mr. Booza, our PRO person, he's also reachable at 499-0600.
I think that's the man I need to stay close to, because if you want this thing aired and we need to get on the news, I need to talk to him.
Yeah, 499-0600.
Mr. Booza, I know you're listening to me. You better make sure you have my pass ready for me. We bring them TV in there.
Yeah. So we are looking forward to, again, as we are saying, more sponsors. We have the booklet. We have a quarter page for $250 to advertise your business. We have the half page for $500 and the whole page for $750, and it's all colored, well, nicely done. So
and you also said you're looking for persons who are interested in helping you out to go forward as far as Facebook, internet, websites, all that kind of stuff.
Facebook, we have a Facebook page already.
Oh, so you post pictures on a Facebook page?
Yes, that's true. That's correct.
And what's the name of it?
I don't know.
I don't
do Facebook.
Anyways, guys, yes, like I said, these guys are wrapping it up now. We're just talking about the Triple Crown, which is going to be held in the BVI for the first time. First leg of the Triple Crown is going to be here. I'd like to congratulate the guys from the BVI House Owners Associations for making this possible. There's still a lot of work to be done, as you can see. The 15th is the date. And tell you, don't be late. If you're early, you get a spot. If not, you'd have to catch a shuttle or bus to get you there. And we'll be there also covering. Guys, I'd like to thank you guys for coming through. You guys are always welcome. We're going to be at the game, at the races. So we're going to be there doing our interviews and stuff. So, I'm going to catch you when you're under the sweat, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And Mr. Barry, I'll be right there, so following your heels.
All right.
Guys, once again, this is our first edition. I'd like to say Happy New Year to all you guys who've been following us. This year is going to be exciting. If you guys have any sports that you know about and you want to get it featured, I can be reached at any time at 342-3090. You guys can meet me on the street and ask me anything. We also have a email, sportsdesk@gmail.com. If you guys want to leave your information, or sportsdesk@jtv.com. Sorry. If you guys want to leave any information for me, I can get it there. Any additional sports that you guys know about and you need to get covered. If I'm not there, Paul on the ball, you know, he's my counterpart. He's normally here. He'll be filling in for us. So we're trying to cover all the sports. So it's just not me alone. It's my crew now. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's been great. We had exciting people in the studios tonight. And once again, this is the Sports Desk, and we'll see you next time.